first thing you feel is the shell refusing to let you live. You have spent your entire existence folded into a space smaller than a closed human fist, spine curved, limbs tucked, snout pressed into darkness. The shell kept water in and sand out. Now it is becoming a coffin. At the tip of your snout is a hard point called an egg tooth. It is temporary. It will fall away soon. Right now, it is the only weapon you have. You scrape, twist, rest, scrape again. The leathery shell bends instead of shattering, stealing energy you have not yet had a chance to replace. Then a slit opens. Air pours in, dry and cold, carrying dust, plant scent, blood, and the smell of animals already awake. You are a Velociraptor, not the giant monster from the movies. You will grow closer to the size of a large turkey, long-tailed, light-framed, and feathered. Adult Velociraptor fossils preserve quill knobs on the forearm, the same attachment points modern birds use to anchor large feathers. You are born less like a movie dragon and more like a dangerous chick. That does not make the world gentler. Here is the rule of your life. You are food that happens to have teeth. Everything above you is larger. Everything near your size is hungry. Anything in your bloodline that needed fairness, patience, or second chance is already gone. Some never broke through the shell. Some dried inside eggs only inches from yours. You do not choose this world. You arrive already owing it energy. Outside is the ancient Gobi, around 75 million years before anyone will name it. This is not a steaming jungle. Your world is dry, open, and wind-cut, shaped by dunes, sudden storms, scorching days, and freezing nights. You pull yourself from the egg wet, shaking and nearly blind. Being born was the first test. Staying born is the real one. Your down feathers begin helping almost immediately. They trap a thin layer of warmth against your skin, slowing the cold that reaches into a body too small to hold heat well. That sounds like an advantage until you understand the price. Warmth has to be paid for. Your body is built to run hotter and faster than a typical modern reptile. Growth studies in dinosaurs related to you suggest rapid development, closer to birds than the slow patience of many lizards. Bone, muscle, balance, vision. Everything is developing at once. All of it burns fuel. You cannot lie still and wait for the sun to rescue you. You cannot fast for long. A body growing this quickly is an engine with no idle setting. If you stop eating, the system does not politely slow down. It begins spending you. First the fat, then the muscle, then whatever is left, so you hunt before you are ready. A beetle shifts beneath dry plant matter. Your head snaps toward it. Large eyes catch motion. Your inner ear and long tail steady you as you lunge on legs that still feel borrowed. You miss. The beetle disappears. The failure costs more than embarrassment. It costs heat. It costs time. It costs another piece of the yolk reserve still feeding your first days. You try again. Small insects, lizards, tiny mammals if you can catch them. Perhaps eggs or carrion when the opportunity comes. You take whatever your jaws can manage because your metabolism does not care whether the meal was honorable. Every advantage in your body points toward the next mouthful. None of it guarantees one. And hunger is not what ends most of you. Look at the hatchlings beside you. They have your face, your feathers, your thin legs. They smell like the same nest. They are not friends. In a poor season, every bite taken by one sibling is denied to another. The largest hatchling reaches food first. Food makes it larger. Size helps it take more. Soon one body is growing while another is only surviving. Direct evidence for Velociraptor family life is limited. But among living predatory birds and reptiles, sibling competition can become brutal. When resources fail, the smaller body can become a problem the larger body solves. Your first serious rival may have hatched from the egg, touching yours. You learn to swallow quickly. You learn to sleep lightly. You learn that the warm body beside you can become a mouth. Say you survive the nest. Your legs lengthen. Your tail stiffens into a counterweight. Feathers help control temperature. Your hands carry curved claws. On the second toe of each foot, a larger claw takes shape. This is the weapon people will remember. People will imagine it as a slashing knife. Many researchers think it worked more like a hook. Drive it into prey, hold on, and use your weight to pin the animal while your jaws attack. That sounds like power. It is also a contract. The claw only works when you are close enough to be kicked, crushed, bitten, or thrown. To use your best weapon, you must attach yourself to something that is fighting for its life. The desert gives you the perfect lesson. Ahead is a Protoceratops, a low, muscular plant eater with a hooked beak and a skull built to absorb force. It is not enormous. That is what makes it dangerous. Large prey looks impossible. This looks possible. You circle. It turns with you. You rush the flank, jump, and try to hook in. Your foot claw seeks purchase. Your arms wrap. Your jaws search for soft tissue. Now you are no longer chasing prey. You are tied to it. Its body twists beneath you. Sand fills your feathers. A forelimb strikes your ribs. The beak snaps close enough for you to feel the air move. If it catches your arm, it can crush bone. One pair never escape this fight. The famous fighting dinosaurs fossil preserves a Velociraptor locked with a Protoceratops. The raptor's foot near the neck while the herbivore traps its arm in a beak. They died together, buried before either body separated. That fossil is not a victory pose. It is a warning. Your greatest weapon brings you to the exact distance where death becomes personal. You are not built to overpower large prey from safety. You cannot crush bone with one bite and step away. You must climb onto danger and stay there. Every meal large enough to change your future can also end it. Win, and you feed the furnace. Lose once, and you become the meal. You survive the Protoceratops. That is not the same as being safe. The danger is not outside your body yet. Your light skeleton, long legs, and stiff tail give you speed and balance. But speed depends on precision, and precision has no backup system. A bad landing twists the ankle. A fall down a dune cracks a bone. A kick from prey damages the joint. Here, time belongs to whatever can still move. You cannot hunt properly on 3 good limbs. No one brings food. A broken bone, swelling, or infection changes your stride. The changed stride damages something else. A small injury becomes hunger. Hunger becomes weakness. Weakness becomes visibility. Scavengers do not need to kill you while you are strong. They only need to notice when you stop looking back. Parasites take smaller payments. They steal blood and nutrients, forcing your immune system to burn energy meant for growth. A minor wound can become fatal when every night is cold and every missed hunt matters. Nothing in your body gets a day off. Your heart cannot pause. Your temperature cannot drop too far. Your muscles cannot stop repairing themselves. You survive by keeping every system running while the desert keeps removing fuel. And the worst part happens after everything begins to work. You grow into the shape your ancestors built. Your feet quiet over sand. Your eyes catch movement at the edge of darkness. The enlarged toe claws stay lifted as you walk, protecting their points. Now smaller animals fear you. For the first time, you are not merely escaping the food chain, you are part of its machinery. Then the sky disappears. At first it is only wind. Dust snakes along the ground in thin lines. Your feathers flatten. The smell of the landscape vanishes beneath dry grit. Then the horizon rises. A wall of sand moves toward you, swallowing distance. The air thickens. Grains strike your eyes and fill your nostrils. You lower your head and run, but direction becomes meaningless when the ground and sky turn the same color. The Gobi can produce sudden storms, collapsing dune faces and rapid burial. Some beautifully preserved animals here may owe their condition to being covered quickly. The exact event that buried the fighting dinosaurs is debated, but both bodies were engulfed fast enough to preserve the struggle. Now that same world closes around you. You climb a slope because high ground feels like safety. The slope moves. A dune face collapses under your weight. Sand pours around your legs, then your chest. You kick, but loose grains do not give you anything solid to push against. You twist, and more sand fills the space you leave behind. Your claws can hold prey. They cannot hold a landscape. Your speed can catch a lizard. It cannot outrun the ground collapsing beneath you. You force your head upward, your jaws open for air. Grit coats your tongue. Each breath pulls sand deeper. The weight across your ribs makes the next breath smaller than the last. You have done everything correctly. You broke the shell, you fed the hot engine, you survived your siblings, you learned to hunt. You kept your bones whole. You carried a weapon sharp enough to make animals larger than you bleed. None of it matters to weather. There's no predator to outthink, no throat to bite, no eye to blind. The desert does not hate you. Hatred would require attention. It simply moves. You push until movement becomes a tremor. You breathe until breathing becomes pressure. Then the sand settles. Above you, the storm continues for a while. Dunes shift, tracks vanish. The surface smooths itself into a shape that gives no sign you were ever there. But your body remains. The burial that killed you may protect your bones from scavengers. Minerals seep in. Time hardens sediment into stone. Millions of years pass without asking whether you were predator or prey. One day, another animal will uncover you. It will measure your claw, study the knobs on your forearm, and reconstruct your tail, feathers, eyes, and final posture. People will call you terrifying. They will make you larger. They will give you scales. They will place you in jungles you never knew. They will never feel how small you were when the shell would not open. A few dunes away, another nest survives the storm. The eggs lie just deep enough to stay hidden. Inside one, a body shifts. Its heart accelerates. A temporary tooth presses against the shell. Scratch. Rest. Scratch again. Soon the first slit opens. Dry air leaks in, cold and full of scent. The hatchling does not know your name. It does not know the claw waiting in its foot, the hunger waiting in its blood, the beak waiting beyond the nest, or the storm already building somewhere past the horizon. It only knows that the wall around it has changed. The thing that kept it alive is now the thing it must break. So it pushes. The shell fights back. And the rule begins again. You are food that happens to have teeth, and the clock is already running.